You have to know this will be a set question from IOSF, and you will be asked in the exam also about question from IOSF. Infant and young child feeding practice. So there are four components of ISF. Number one is initiate early breastfeeding. That means breastfeeding should be started within 1 hour after birth. Second component is exclusive breastfeeding. The breastfeeding should be continued for 6 months exclusively. During that period, no other food should be given. Number two is complementary feeding after 6 months. That is 6 months means 6 into 3, 180 days. After 180 days, that is on 181 days, you can start complementary feeding with homemade food that should be balanced. Plus, you should continue the breastfeeding. So this is the third phase, complementary feeding. And fourth component is continued breastfeeding. You should continue breastfeeding up to 2 years after birth or more along with complementary feeding. So these are the four components of IOSF. Initiate breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding, complementary feeding, and continued breastfeeding. Next important topic is immunization. What is the national immunization recommendation in Bangladesh? That is, at birth, you can give BCG and POPV. At 6 months, you can give Penta and POPV first dose, IPV first dose, and CPV, and PCV, pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, and at 10 weeks you can give Penta 2, BOPV 2, and pneumococcal vaccine also. But again, after 14 weeks, you can give Penta 3, BOPV 3, and pneumococcal vaccine 3, and again IPV. IPV is 2 doses. One is then given about 6 weeks, another given is about on 4th weeks. And after 9 months, you can give MR, and after 15 months, you can give again second dose of MR. So this is about the immunization. Immunization is important because this will only be taught in the pediatric classes, not in other specialties. Next important issues in Bangladesh for pediatric cases is malnutrition, diarrhea, and pneumonia. These are very important issues that should be asked in the exam, and also question will be set from these topics. And regarding protein malnutrition, you have to know what are the criteria for diagnosing a case of severe acute malnutrition, SAM, severe acute malnutrition. There are 3 diagnostic criteria. If one is present, you can diagnose it's a case of protein malnutrition. Number 1 is if mid-upper arm circumference is less than 115 millimeter, if actually weight for length, Z score, is -3, or weight for height less than -3, Z score less than -3, or if there is bipedal edema. So any one of these 3, this will constitute a diagnosis of SAM, severe acute malnutrition. So what is the actually treatment policy of SAM? The principle of treatment, number 1 is 10 steps of management. Number 2, treatment of associated conditions. Number 3, treatment of complications like severe pneumonia, heart failure, or shock. So these are the policies. So you have to study these things from your textbook, especially from Essence of Pediatrics. So you can have an actually good command on these topics of protein malnutrition. This is very important in Bangladesh. Why? Because 45% death is attributed to some factors of malnutrition. That's why this is very important in Bangladesh. Next important is diarrhea. About 2% children dying of diarrhea nowadays. Once upon a time, this ratio is very high because of poor treatment. The mortality has been lowered down to 2%. So in diarrhea, you can say what is the definition of diarrhea. change of stool more than 3 times within a span of 24 hours. This is diarrhea. What are the types of diarrhea? Acute watery diarrhea, dysentery, and persistent diarrhea. If diarrhea persists for more than 2 weeks with or without growth watering, that is called persistent diarrhea. So in diarrhea, what we usually ask you, that is the how. Diarrhea is not a big problem. Problem is dehydration, because dehydration kills the patient. When a patient comes with us, we always assess the degree of dehydration if present. So there are 4 factors to be considered for assessing dehydration, starting from above downwards. First of all, brain. We see whether this patient is lethargic or unconscious, irritable or restless. Number 1. Number 2, we see whether this patient has got shrunken eyes or not. Number 3, mouth. What is the thirst? If is not thirsty at all, this is 1 degree, and if he can take ORS eagerly, this is another degree. Number 4 point is skin pinch, which is usually
বোঝা যাচ্ছে না স্যার।
Now, do you hear me? Do you hear me? Nafi? Do you hear me?
জি স্যার, শোনা
জি
যাচ্ছে।
স্যার।
আচ্ছা, ওকে। আমি বলছিলাম যে হাউ উইল ইউ অ্যাসেস ডিহাইড্রেশন, এই পয়েন্টগুলো অনেক সময় মনে থাকে না। তুমি উপর থেকে নিচ পর্যন্ত চিন্তা করবা। আমরা ব্রেইনে কি দেখব? খুব সিভিয়ার যদি হয়, পেশেন্ট উইল বি লিথার্জিক, পেশেন্ট উইল বি আনকনশিয়াস। আর যদি মডারেট হয়, দেয়ার উইল বি ইরিটেবল, পেশেন্ট বি ইরিটেবল and patient will be restless. তাহলে একটা হলো আমাদের cerebral sign. Number 2, একটু নিচে আমরা দেখি, if there is shrunken eyes, there is also a sign for assessing dehydration. Number 3, মুখে আসো, whether patient is thirsty or not. If severely eagerly can take ORS, এটা 1 degree, অথবা আমরা দেখি যে তার thirsty কিরকম, সে একেবারে না খেতে পারে, তাহলে এটা সিভিয়ার ডিহাইড্রেশনের একটা সাইন হিসেবে আমরা দেখি। আর নাম্বার 4 হলো স্কিন পিঞ্চ দেখি। তাহলে 4টা জিনিস আমরা অ্যাসেস করি: সেরেব্রাল সাইন্স, shrunken eyes, and thirsty or not, and skin pinch. এভাবে আমরা we can actually divide the degree of dehydration as severe dehydration, some dehydration, no dehydration. If there is severe dehydration, how to correct the severe dehydration? We usually correct what are the actually fluid we give in severe dehydration, usually cholera saline. এবং cholera saline 100 ml per kg হিসাব করে আমরা, যদি 12 মাসের কম হয় তাহলে আমরা 6 ঘন্টার মধ্যে দিয়ে দিই। আর যদি ওল্ডার হয়, 1 বছরের বেশি বয়স হয়, তাহলে 3 ঘন্টার মধ্যে দিয়ে দিই। তাহলে severe dehydration should be corrected by cholera saline. And if there is some dehydration, that will be corrected by ORS within a span of 4 hours. And if there is no dehydration, we usually advise 2 things. Number 1, more fluid, more food, and referral knowledge. When to come back. So these are the policy for treating a case of acute watery diarrhea, considering the dehydration of this patient. So next important issue is pneumonia. What I told you, pneumonia death rate in Bangladesh is about 22%, quite high. That's why you have to know very well, and you have to learn the skill for treating a case of pneumonia or severe pneumonia. So if a patient has come up to you, first of all, you should look for danger signs. সে খেতে পারে কিনা, breastfeed করতে পারে কিনা, or whether he is vomiting all the time, nothing is going in, or patient has got history of convulsion or convulsing, or patient is lethargic or unconscious. So these are the points for assessing actually very severe disease. Next, we usually tell that if the patient has got one sign from this of very severe disease, or patient has got stridor or severe chest indrawing, we diagnose this antibiotic first. Then if there is low blood sugar, we correct the sugar level, then immediately refer this case to the hospital for subsequent management. And if there is pneumonia, in this situation, patient will have fast breathing. Patient will have chest injury, but not severe chest injury. In this situation, we categorize this case to be a case of pneumonia. We usually give oral antibiotic in home, and we ask the patient to have follow-up. And if there is no pneumonia, we usually no antibiotic is given, but assess. If patient has got wheeze, we give bronchodilator. If the patient has got a cough for more than 3 weeks, we reassess this patient and find out whether this patient has got TB or asthma. So this is about some points about the pneumonia. We usually tell you about a practical problem. For example, if a 5-year-old boy has come in the hospital with a history of fever for 3 days, with a history of convulsion for 2 or 3 episodes, and patients seem to be semi-conscious for the last couple of hours, what could be the possible differential diagnosis? First of all, you can say this could be a case of meningitis, this could be a case of encephalitis, this could be a case of cerebral malaria. So these are very common after 5 years of old. And if you think of possibility of meningitis, because this is a very dreadful complication, if you could not diagnose patient and not treat, patient may die. That's why you should know the clinical features, know how to diagnose, know how to treat. So meningitis may be of 3 types: bacterial meningitis, viral meningitis, and tubercular meningitis. And we used to say, can you tell me few important signs to be elicited in a case of meningitis? Key sign देखबे. You have to look for neck rigidity, Carnick sign, and Brodzinski sign. There is some important investigations. Most important investigation is CSF study, by which you should know what are the CSF findings in case of bacterial meningitis, in case of viral meningitis, in case of tubercular meningitis. And treatment policy of a case of meningitis is same. First of all, we start empirical treatment, and if then when the culture has come, we start the specific antimicrobial treatment. Number 1. Number 2, we used to treat complications of meningitis. Number 3, we give symptomatic treatment. Number 4, in some situation, we give anti-inflammatory treatment, that is dexamethasone. Number 5 is supportive treatment and treatment of unconscious patients. So these are some of the headings for treating a case of meningitis. Most important is that what is the specific treatment is given in case of bacterial meningitis, in case of viral meningitis or encephalitis, or in case of TBM, tuberculous meningitis. In bacterial meningitis, we start with 3rd generation cephalosporin. You can give ceftriaxone or cefixime, and in resistant cases, you can give vancomycin. In case of viral meningitis or encephalitis, you can start with acyclovir 8 hourly for 10 days. And in case of tubercular meningitis, you can start actually 12 months treatment. 12 months treatment. Initial intensive phase, you can give actually rifampicin, INH, pyrazinamide, and ethambutol for 2 months. Then for another next 10 months, you can continue the rifampicin and isoniazid. So these are the specific treatment. And anti-inflammatory dexamethasone we use in bacterial meningitis for 2 days. And anti-inflammatory dexamethasone initially used in tubercular meningitis, which is followed by prednisone for 6 weeks, then prednisone is tapered. So this is about the treatment of the guideline for the meningitis cases. So these are the important issues. If I summarize, you can study IOSF, you can study actually immunization schedule, proteinuria malnutrition, diarrhea, pneumonia, meningitis. You will be taught tomorrow about IMCI and about neonatology. You should actually study parental asphyxia, especially how to resuscitate. Preterm low birth weight, especially the uncomplicated preterm low birth weight. There are so many complications of preterm low birth weight babies, starting from intraventricular hemorrhage, RDS, neonatal sepsis, and necrogenital colitis. But you will not ask about the management of complication, but you have to know how to treat a case of preterm low birth weight babies, uncomplicated. First of all, you should give feeding. Then you should make the patient maintain warmth and protection, prevention of infection, and you have to actually supplement micronutrients. So these are the policies for treating preterm low birth weight babies uncomplicated. So you have to study these things. Next, from neonatology, you have to study convulsion and jaundice. Why these are happening and how to control. These are emergencies. So these are the important topics to be studied. The questions from this topics will be set in the exam, and questions from this topics will be asked in the exam also. So this is here important, and you can study any book, but essence of pediatrics will be beneficial for you. So this is much. Any queries, any question, Nafi?
No, sir. Sir,
Okay. I just gave you about the outline. There are so many topics, but these are the must know topics. So you have to study these things, okay?
Assalamualaikum, sir.
হ্যাঁ
হ্যালো, আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
ওয়ালাইকুম
স্যার আমরা
ওয়ালাইকুম
আমাদের স্যার আমরা আমাদের অনলাইন ক্লাসের ব্যাপারে স্যার কিছু প্রবলেমস ফেস করতেছি স্যার, ওগুলো আপনার সাথে একটু শেয়ার করতে চাই।
হ্যাঁ বলো। তো তোমার সলিউশন বলো। স্কাইপ ইউজ করলে তোমাদের সুবিধা হয়? স্কাইপে তো একই ধরনের সমস্যা হবে।
স্যার নেটই থাকে না সারা সময়, তো এর জন্য আমাদের ব্লকে অনলাইন।
আচ্ছা আমরা এক কাজ করব, যে আমাদের যে ইম্পর্টেন্ট তোমাদের তো বাসায় পড়তে হবে, ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইস্যুস গুলো আমরা তোমাদেরকে হয় তোমার হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ কিংবা অন্য কিছুতে পাঠিয়ে দিব, ঠিক আছে?
স্যার অনেকে স্যার বই নেই তো স্যার তাদের সাথে স্যার ক্লাসের সাথে কোপ আপ করতে পারতেছেন, অনেক ম্যামরা যা পড়াচ্ছেন বা স্যাররা ওইটার সাথে স্যার রেগুলারলি স্যার বইটা না থাকার কারণে করতে পারতেছেন।
আচ্ছা আমি কলেজকে বলে দিব তোমাদেরকে লাইব্রেরির লিঙ্কটা দিয়ে দিবে। লাইব্রেরির লিঙ্ক দিলে তোমাদের পাসওয়ার্ড আইডি নাম্বার যাদের আছে তারা লিঙ্কটা ইউজ করে তুমি লাইব্রেরিতে ঢুকতে পারবে। লাইব্রেরিতে ঢুকে যে কোনো বই তুমি নিতে পারবা, ডেভিডসন অথবা এসেন্স অথবা ডেফকর্ড অথবা যে কোনো বই তুমি বের করে এখানে যে কোনো তুমি সিস্টেমে ঢুকতে পারবা, সিস্টেমে ঢুকে তুমি পড়াশোনা করতে পারবা। তোমাদেরকে আমরা লিঙ্কটা দিয়ে দিব, লাইব্রেরির লিঙ্ক। আমাদের লাইব্রেরির লিঙ্ক আছে তোমাদের কাছে? হ্যাঁ
স্যার আর প্র্যাকটিক্যাল ক্লাস এভাবে অনলাইন করলে অনেক কষ্ট হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ প্র্যাকটিক্যাল তো একটু সমস্যা হবেই, তারপরে
ব্লকের
তোমরা যতই পড়বা তোমাদের তত বেশি মনে থাকবে। মোর ইউ রিডিং মোর ইউ ক্যান অ্যাকচুয়ালি রিমেম্বার। কারণ এটাকে বলে ব্রুনার্স কারিকুলাম। তোমাকে এখন